think they're still able to actually withstand the early aggression. And if they don't get picked up instantly, I think RRQ yet again can do the same thing they did in game number 1.
I have to agree with you there, Arashi. I feel like Bigetron, they had a really big upper edge in the earlier stages of the game because their composition was more for... They had a lot of pickoff potential, is what I'm trying to say, right? But with the current set that they're bringing to us now, I don't see how they will be able to pull off what they did in the first game. But guys, we're just going straight into the portal here for the second game. Will this be RRQ Hoshi taking it 2-0 like they usually do? Or will Bigetron be able to force this on RRQ, forcing a game number 3?
We'll have to see indeed. I think it will come down to the execution yet again, because as Mirko mentioned, in game number 1, it's not as if they were losing completely. They had control in the early game. It just came down to the late game moments that RRQ is able to capitalize on. So in this game, considering that they do not have a lot of peel, right? They have Cho and they have Glue. Those are their 2 main sources of crowd control, right? As far as stuns and immobilizers go. So I think they need to actually be a lot more careful, because if they don't stop Paquito or Faramis from diving to that back line, that could be fatal.
Yeah, I do understand that type of situation here, but we're just gonna have to see what happens. 60 seconds to the next turtle. And honestly, if RRQ Hoshi, they want to go for team fights, I feel like they do have an upper hand. But interestingly enough, we can already see Violence actually rotating and babysitting Skylar here in the top lane. So Skylar is usually a very independent gold laner, but now that Violence has started to put some interest in that area, it's quite interesting for me to see.
I think considering, again, a Kufra and a Popo and Kupa is what Skylar is up against, there needs to be some respect given, right? There must be some kind of backup, some kind of security for Skylar to be able to at least get through the earlier levels, and maybe later on, they'll leave him to do his independent laning as always.
Yeah, so far still very passive playing here by both teams. RRQ Hoshi, they're looking for a pickoff for sure, but they don't want to overcommit into anything just yet. A little different to what we saw in yesterday, in the match before this, but they might be looking for something here to set up for this next turtle, Mirko.
Absolutely, it's going to be the turtle spawning in, as you can see from the turtle cam presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series. Renbo trying to clear the midway first, get to level 4, get that altar right before the turtle spawns. Bigetron Alpha already first onto this. R7 looking for the opening right now. It's going to be Violence jumping onto. Whoa, my god, the turtle was stolen away. The altar will be popped in. Split going to be used to bring Max back, and that's going to be Albert wreaking havoc to the backside. Max looking for more on the board. Knockout strike connecting, and Renbo picking up one in turn, but the turtle was taken not by Albert, not by Max or Matt. It was Cho, man, the roamer.
It was actually taken by the Cho, so from the side of RRQ Hoshi here, and that is a really good trade for them, being able to take that objective early on the stages. And this is exactly what we were talking about in terms of composition. Bigetron Alpha, with the same type, but without as much pickoff potential, is going to have a very hard time contesting these this early game neutral objectives, especially that RRQ Hoshi has the Cho. They do have the Yve as well to put in that additional utility with the slow, with the damage that has yet to even surface as we're still in the early stages of the game. And it's going to be interesting to see what Violence has prepared for us next.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm still baffled by how that happened there. Cho was the one to steal it away with the G Kundo Flicker combo. But now Bigetron Alpha needs to rebuild. A 1.2 thousand gold lead already for the side of RRQ. Violence looking for a mid lane. Renbo running for the hills, flickering as well for good measure. But RRQ still with the prio, still with the proactivity on the map.
Yeah, 100%. We can see that RRQ Hoshi is leading in terms of rotation. And look at this, something is brewing a miracle!
Yeah, Violence just got collapsed on. You saw that Key and Max were waiting in the bush. It was like, you know, people waiting in the alley and then jumping someone. It's just, it was a robbery. Man, I feel bad for Violence. He just got smacked up for stealing the turtle, I guess, you know? It's like, you got some debts to pay, my guy.
But on the bright side, though, it is going to be Violence, not Skylar or anyone else that has a lot more significance to this game. With the turtle now spawning, Albert and the rest of RRQ seems to be conversing on that location, but they like to actually go for fights before the actual objective, so I think they're going to try and engage on something before they get this turtle.
Well, let's see. RRQ Hoshi and Bigetron Alpha both circling around the turtle. Key holding the bush into the mid lane. Is going to be slam pass, forcing him to use the Tyrant's Revenge defensively. Both teams backing up. R7 going, hitting, starting the turtle as Renbo clears the mid wave.
And so far, they actually have been able to actually nullify the threat of the Popo and Koopa. But again, Matt on the Popo and Koopa has been able to actually secure the third gold, and that's reminiscent of the previous game. Although, when the game gets longer here, RRQ Hoshi still has the better front-to-back composition.
Bigetron Alpha resetting now, Arashi, and it is the Popo and Koopa actually munching down the turret in that top side. Beatrix still nowhere to be found. Keith looking for a pick onto Albert, just a little bit short onto that one, but it is the turret taken away in that top side. RRQ instantly returns towards the turtle, looking for a play. Falling time, we're going to be able to connect onto two members. Clay not getting the position to pop in the real world manipulation. Albert losing out on the damage compared to Repo, as Max is here hitting onto the turtle, will be able to get it, and that's going to be him getting taken down onto the altar. Actually, he was right outside of it, so he won't respawn here. Key looking for the challenge revenge onto R7. Violence get to Zikundo, but it's already the bouncing ball in the time space. Going to be able to connect onto R7. Split has been popped. Skyler dealing some damage, but ultimately unable to get the kill onto Key. A good trade for the side of BTR.
Now the members of RRQ Hoshi are relatively healthy, and they have the chance to actually make a play for any objectives, including the jungle creeps of the side of Bigetron Alpha. So now they're trying to get whatever they can, but so far, I think they're just gonna go back to the default and look for something else afterwards.
Repo now looks to be all alone, but no, Key's right there to follow it up. Albert is going to be knocked down under the turret. Renbo follows it up, but in the bottom side, though, it's going to be Matt. Kicked back to the team. Violence will be able to get taken down instead. Renbo pops the altar for good measure, but will be able to flicker out of the real-world manipulation. A very good response to the proactivity of RRQ from BTR.
And I think it's pretty good from the side of RRQ as well, because again, despite how it looks, it's still gonna be violence. Although, if he gets picked off a bit too many times, he's gonna be very squishy in that late game, and that is not the way to go when you're up against Paramis, Popo and Koopa, Pakito, right? In that mid game especially, Pakito is gonna be able to actually one-shot the Cho if violence doesn't actually, pay attention to his items.
Whew. Sorry, so intense here in game number 2. It's been the gold lead has actually been going back and forth from RRQ to Bigetron. Repo going in for some damage onto Violence. This looks to be a collapse for the side of RRQ up top. Key now trying to look for the response right now, but the falling Simon will be used to go on to 3 members. Still able to tackle away. Renbo joins in the fight right now. Still has the altar. Will be able to pop it right before Repo. And Renbo pops away. The way the Dragon Violence combo will be able to get the pick off onto Max now. And look at Albert. He's going to go in for the Lycan Pounce once more. Renbo is able to dish out some damage to zone him away. But man, oh man, this is not a good fight for the side of BTR. They need to be very careful. Violence already sandwiching them and might be able to force another fight. Key going for the time's revenge, but Zikundo connecting on the 2 members. Skyler going for the snipe, is going to be able to connect onto Repo. Albert, will he go for the Lycan Bounce? Real world manipulation is right there to finish off Matt and Key. Actually just Key there, as Matt actually fell in the bottom side?
Yeah, he got solo killed by R7, I think, in the middle of all that. So again, what the heck is going on? RRQ pushing the tempo really hard right now, knowing that they just had a huge swing in momentum. They're able to actually have control over the map, and they're gonna punish Bigetron for trying to actually claim that kind of control back.
They won on literally every side of the map.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what has happened here over the past few minutes. It's already 8 minutes right now, and we can already see some differences in items here, actually.
Looking at R7, right, he has the Oracle, so he doesn't even have a lot of physical defense, and he was able to 1v1 Matt, who already has the Blade of Despair. So that is already confusing to say the least. But Clay, again, standard with the cooldown boots. This is a build that he really enjoys building, and the Ice Queen's one already to actually delay any kind of dive from the side of Bigetron Alpha, or better yet, just catch them off guard when they're actually in the middle of their rotation.
All right,
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to team fights, RRQ Hoshi, they definitely know what to do, and the composition that they're bringing to the table definitely supports that. And you can see the dominance from RRQ Hoshi right now, being able to now try and bait Bigetron Alpha from where they are situated in with this turtle. And this is gonna be a huge one, I feel, Mirko.
Yeah, Albert already starting this off. Half HP of the Lord taken away as Bigetron Alpha struggle to look for something on the map. R7 is going to get taken, knocked up, but the split instantly right now, and that's going to be Violence picked up right before the fight even starts. Key as well. Both the roamers taken down. Matt trying to cut away, but the real world manipulation will be able to lock them down on side of the altar. Max gets a pick off, but what is the cost of this? Double kill picked up, a triple kill picked up for Albert as he looks for more. Max, will he be able to look for the trade? He goes in onto Clay, finds one, but a maniac for Albert. Not just yet though, because that was a killing spree for Skylar. He stole it from Albert, man.
No!
It's a triple
So
kill by
close.
Nemo TV.
So close, but wow, Albert, he really knows the in and outs of his heroes. And we've seen this time and time again. Albert, when he gets rolling with the heroes that he's comfortable with, is able to do so much. And you can see how all the other team members from RRQ Hoshi are able to pave the way for that. Of course, especially not whoever just stole that maniac. Of course.
I think the big point there is also that before the fight began, it looks like Violence got picked off. But at the same time, there is a lot of damage and skills used onto Violence when the fight has already begun on the other side, further up on the map. So RRQ Hoshi take that advantage, use it as well as possible, and they're able to actually secure an almost maniac for Albert. But of course, with that Lord secured for them as well, they have a Yves, they have a Beatrix as well. Once they start sieging the towers, they're gonna do a lot of damage here, and I'm not sure what Bigetron can do to stop it. If they really want to, they are going to be forced to actually get a big engage yet again, but that's going to be a bit too risky.
Look at Renbo. He's just strolling. He's strolling through the map. He's walking.
He's going on an adventure.
Yeah, he's going on an adventure, man. But unfortunately, that really won't amount to anything. I think he was looking for the boss, but Violence will be able to get the Jikundo combo only onto Key. Oh my god. A quarter of health left on Matt's health bar as Skylar is just so lethal on this hero. Oh my god, RRQ Hoshi. They might be able to end here in the 12th minute with the Lord still marching down that top side. Max using the knockout strike to zone away the minions. Key popping the Tyrant's Revenge, but ultimately not going to be able to pop it to anyone. Violence looking for the opening. Goes in for the Jikundo to zone in the members of Bigetron Alpha as they look to clear the Lord. Every turret is looking to be sieged by RRQ. Skylar looking to snipe. Only connecting on to Repo. I think if that connected on Renbo, that might be the kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, they couldn't get a bit more out of it. They weren't able to get that middle as well as that bottom inhibitor turret. But I might stand corrected.
Yeah, Key is going to be caught in the real world manipulation. Renbo in the sides, trying to look for some damage, but Albert instantly with the response. Alter not even going to be placed. RRQ don't give him the satisfaction of getting the Alter down and dealing some more damage. Skylar just such a nuisance once more on this Beatrix, able to zone away the members as that is base turret number 2 taken down.
If you're stuck inside your base against RRQ with Clay on the Yves and Skylar on the Beatrix, you're in for an awful time. What was that? With only one Lord, they were able to get one turret, but afterwards, they just stood there, and slowly but surely, you saw Skylar chip away at the turret using the sniper, and during the downtimes, go for snipes with the ultimate as well. So it's just very difficult for Bigetron Alpha right now. RRQ Hoshi has full control, and they need to make something happen, and I think it has to be Key. Anyone else will be too slow. RRQ Hoshi will be able to react to a Papa and Koopa, to Max on the Pakiro as well. Key needs to make a huge play for any of this to work out, but at this point, with a 7.5k gold discrepancy, I'm not quite sure if that is a feasible option.
Oh man, Bigetron Alpha, their chances of winning get slimmer as the time goes by. Already a 7.4 thousand gold lead. Albert with a Lycan form will be able to munch on to this Lord. Key looking for the engage. Violence goes in for the conceal. Will be able to go for the kick onto Key, but he's going to be... Oh, look at that. Tyrant's Revenge going to be able to connect, but it's not going to be enough there as Matt is zoned away. There's no follow-up. Renbo gets the Alter, but he's going to get taken down. Skylar will be traded down. A shutdown picked up by Renbo, but look at Albert just tearing, wreaking havoc to everybody. A godlike, a double kill for the baby alien. Renbo, the only member left to defend. He gets taken down. Wait a minute. What's going on? A mistake by RRQ as the mini waves will not be able to be shoved just yet. Renbo gets the immortality pot and they stay alive?
Wait, what?
Wow.
What was that?
So they chase for the extra bit of kill and they go under the base, right?
Taking the damage.
Exactly. And without Albert, that was just like no way for them to end because it was Yves, as well as Violence, right? So not really feasible for them to end with just the two of them. And you have to remember, Rainbow is building full damage, right? So you can't just leave that, just ignore that. So now Bigetron will make a play for the Lord.
Oh my god, this might be the turnaround here. If Max actually can go for this. Violence goes in for the Jukundo onto the back members, and that's going to be Max kicked away. Skylar picks up the kill onto Key. Let's see, he gets the Lord. That's one more to save the game. Max going to the backside, looking for the kill onto Clay, but it's going to be Albert trying to save the day as well. Violence jumping in, Albert picking up the kill, but Clay will fall. Max will too. The Lord has been taken down, buying Bigetron a little bit more time, but how long does this buy them? Will they be able to use this time to come back, Arashi?
Oh, I think it's going to be quite difficult. Right now, Skylar and R7 already taking down that Lord, and they lost Clay, yes, but Albert is the main issue here. Albert and Skylar both only taken down once in this game, and if you pay too much attention on Skylar, Albert's going to decimate your backline. If you pay attention on Albert and focus on him, if you get caught in the middle of Skylar's ultimates, that is also an awful time. So Bigetron needs, I don't know, all the pressure is on Bigetron to make the plays happen right now. That Lord definitely bought them a bit more time. They're able to stay in the game for a bit longer and maybe try and catch up as far as levels and gold go, because as you can see, Albert and Skylar on the top of the charts here, presented by Livin by Mandiri.
The problem is, even if Key wants to go for a crazy play with the Kufra, even if he goes in, gets the and lands a Tyrant's Rage and Revenge, the real world manipulation can just instantly be popped on, and Bigetron Alpha has no way to respond to that initiation coming in from Key. I feel like the only hope that they have as of right now is to try and find a pickoff, but even that is going to be very difficult, because you can even see the rotations coming in from RRQ Hoshi. They're moving in as a unit right now.
And that's the issue right now. If they can actually, if Bigetron Alpha can get a fight where everyone just stays in the same spot, we can see earlier, Max, even though he gets taken out, he was able to come back with the altar and take out Clay. He can do the exact same thing to Albert and Skylar if RRQ does not kite back. But they're just, as I mentioned, they're just so good at adapting. They've seen this Faramis be an issue in the previous game. They have already figured out that, okay, as long as we move further and further back, that altar will gain less and less significance. And that is their main game plan.
Rainbow now going to get caught. Sandwich play maneuver coming in as the altar will be popped. It's going to be the real world manipulation, locking these two members down. RRQ don't want to look for the commitment, but R7 goes in deep. He will fall. And that is a 1-for-1 pickoff. Rainbow for R7, but remember, Rainbow's death timers are cut significantly because of the altar, and he'll be able to rejoin the fight
2 seconds.
Right now.
Wow, that's insanely quick. When it comes down to this, it's very difficult to say, because sure, R7 gets knocked off, and now Bigetron Alpha may have the upper hand. But I don't know if they can actually do anything with this lead, but oh, I might be corrected here.
Looking at the items now, Repo is actually very tanky in the front, but Rainbow, as we mentioned earlier, Clock of Destiny, Lightning Truncheon, and even now, no boots and a glowing one. So a lot of damage, nothing to actually, they can't just ignore the kind of damage. Right now, Bigetron will be pressing the tempo, but with the items already completed fully for Skylar and Albert, again, they've already stopped scaling at this point. So here is where Bigetron Alpha can just stall as long as possible and perhaps be able to get a big play.
Oh, there you go. Rainbow picked off without the altar placed. That might be the pick they needed to secure the game, boys. This is 17:50. About to be 18 minutes into the game, but they don't want to wait for the Evolved Lord. They're going to start the Enhanced one, and they're going to finish it. Wait, are they going to finish it? Do they want to go for the Evolved one? Seems like they're still buying their time. Yeah, they want to go for the Evolved Lord, resetting it. A little bit of a miscalculation, waiting for that Evolved Lord, and there you go. Uncontested Evolved Lord for RRQ.
Man, this is going to be very difficult to defend from. The problem is, even if they want to try and defend this Bigetron Alpha, they lack the high ground that RRQ Hoshi so immensely has. I mean, with Skylar on the Beatrix has it. They do have the real world manipulation coming in from Clay on that Eve as well. So when they go for this, it's very difficult for Bigetron Alpha to look for a pick. What, Esmeralda goes in with the Falling Star Moon, for example. If she can't land it on the important players, the issue is Repo will have a very difficult time getting out of that real world manipulation as well, because of how big that slow is. So whatever happens here, it's gonna take Bigetron Alpha a miracle, to be honest, at the stage.
Oh no, Rainbow gets solo killed, and there you go, the hopes and dreams of Bigetron Alpha slowly fading away. Max getting taken down as well. Bigetron Alpha have lost 2 before the Lord even comes and manages to stay into the base. Repo, Falling Star Moon to get away. Key gets taken down, a double kill, and that will be the game in 19 minutes. RRQ with a clean sweep.
Another very strong showing from the side of RRQ Hoshi, being able to take this 2-0, guys. It's an insane play, and honestly, Violence stepping in